Yeah, Ty, I was wondering how you've been fitting in. I know you were here in the spring, and Matt, you too. How you guys are just getting acclimated to everything in Fayetteville, and now through 13 practices. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been great. I think we got a really good room. I enjoy the guys here, enjoyed the staff here, guys in the team. I think Coach Littlefield did a great job at recruiting a lot of good guys who have a lot to prove. So just the competitiveness out there on the field and off the field too is just, I think it's been a great thing, and it's been really easy to fit in with this team, and they've taken a lot of people in really well.
For me, I think Coach Sherfield recruited a lot of people that had a chip on their shoulder, so it's been fun at practice. Everybody competing really hard, and me coming here, kind of with the staff, I've loved it. I've been able to play quicker, with the offense, coming in. But the room, I love it. I feel like we're all really close, and we all have the same goal. And it's been nice to go out there, taking it day by day and working hard with each other, just see how the season comes out.
Ty, I'm interested in the path that landed you here. You were very highly recruited out of high school and went to Alabama, transferred to Boston College, and now at Arkansas. Just, I guess, tell us about your journey that landed you here.
Yeah, I think, I'm glad to be here. Definitely, it's been a crazy journey. It's my third school, like you just said. So, kind of out of the ordinary a couple years ago. Guys weren't really doing that, but what happens, and I think that God put me in the place that I'm supposed to be in, and I'm glad to be here.
Jaden, I was wondering what you think of the room overall.
Oh, I love the room. It's been great. We got veterans like me, Meat, Ty. We've seen a lot of ball, but then we also have young guys that are adapting. Braxton, Gavin, Braylon, Hudson. We're all adapting really well to the new playbook, and having Meat in the room has been really great because he can tell us. Sometimes even Coach Turner doesn't completely what the offense what the scheme is supposed to look like, and Meat can help us really understand what's going on in the offense and what the play is supposed to look like.
I think you're gonna have to help me with the nickname, Meat.
When he came in, I just saw on the whiteboard a big in big letters Meat, and I asked Coach Turner. I was like, "What is this? What's on the board?" And he was like, "It's one of our new tight ends." And I was like, "Let's do it. Let's roll with it." So I think Meat will have to give you more of a background on that.
So very random story. So I'm taking a visit at Memphis, and Coach Cramsey comes up to me. First time I've ever seen him, and he's like, "I gotta find a nickname for you." And I'm like, "Sounds good." I'm on a recruiting visit. I don't really know him personally yet. And he just by the end of the visit, I was there all afternoon. He's like, "Meat." I was like, it kind of was weird, and then it kind of took over last year, and everybody called me that, and then he still calls me that, and the whole team does now. So
You okay with Meat?
it's pretty aggressive, and I play football pretty aggressively, so I just go with it.
Well, what does that stem from, though?
No clue. Coach Cramsey's mind.
So to you two guys, what has his presence meant? Jaden touched on it, but the fact he's been in the offense, what does it mean?
It's great. Like Jaden was saying, he can help us with the offense, understanding what these plays, what we're trying to get done with each play, where we're supposed to be, our alignments, everything like that. He's been in it. So it really helps having a guy who's been in it. He's been in the tight end position. He knows what is expected from the position, and he helps us with that. So
The spray bottle thing I had not seen before when the receivers were going for passes in the quarterback's faces and your hands. Have y'all done that before at Memphis, and what's it like?
It's interesting. Well, at Memphis, what we will do in a few days, they usually dip it in a 5-gallon bucket of water and then throw it to us while they're spraying us, just to help us really look the ball in, and so we won't drop any.
Jay, what did you think of that technique? Did they spring that on y'all, or you know it was coming?
I didn't know it was coming, but I like the idea, the concentration, having to focus on making the catch. It really just anything that can help make our lives easier on game day, I'm all for it. So I really did like it.
What did you think?
thought it was great. I could tell there everybody's having a lot of fun with it. So it was
Did
good.
y'all have any drops due to the water?
No.
No, sir.
I don't believe so.
By the way, on the hog drawing contest, it was sometime during winter. I don't remember. Your hog was horrible, man.
I've tried my best.
I really don't know if I should refer to you as Matt or Meat, but as someone who comes over from Memphis, what should people know about tight ends and their role in Coach Cramsey's offense?
I feel like we play a vital role in the offense. We have to be really reliable. And, we have to put our hand down in the run game, and they expect us to get the job done. It don't matter who we're facing, if he's 300 pounds or whatever. we're expected to get the job done, and then they run us out on routes or whatever, and we're going to catch the ball. You know, we have to be reliable, and we play a big role in his offense, I believe.
Yeah, and then Jaden, just what's the biggest changes for you having to go from the old system to this one?
Really just there hasn't been much changes. It's been really smooth. I really like this staff. I really like where we're going and where we're going to be. I have a lot of faith in this team, defensively, offensively. I'm really, really hopeful for this year.
Whoever wants to take it, I mean, I think all three of you have been at three different schools, got an older room. Just what do you think that does for the tight end room, having so many of y'all with just a lot of experience, not only at Arkansas but other schools?
Yeah, I think, we got three old guys right here. We also got Maddox Lassiter, who unfortunately went down, but he's also, another old guy who's been here. He's been in the system here, and, we kind of have that experience. We got a couple of young guys as well, like Hudson Hendricks and Gavin Garrettson and Braxton Scriber. So I think, us having all that experience and kind of being through it and being at other schools, and I think we're able to bring a great perspective to the room, just kind of, what other places are like, and we're all thankful to be here. We're all glad to be here, and, football-wise, I think that experience is huge, just kind of knowing, how defenses are going to react, how certain DNs react to certain plays, and, things like that. You can help the young guys out a lot.
I got it wrong. You've only been two, but I said three. You've had three coaches.
Oh, yeah.
But as somebody who's with, you've been with Maddox now a couple years, what was like the mentality of the room whenever you see him go down? What did that do for y'all? What's playing for him right now?
Yes, sir, of course. Seeing a guy like Maddox go down, it really, it hurts the room, but it inspired us because Maddox brought a certain edge, and like the way he hit guys, the way that his mentality was, like whenever he was called to do something, he was going to go blow that guy up. And so we've kind of all adopted that mindset. Like, when we see Maddox go down, someone that's willing to put their body on the line, it just motivates us to, want to go do the same and really hit some guys.
Ty, you mentioned Maddox has been mentioned a couple of times, and this is a guy that was going to take on a lot of roles. How have the coaches divided up amongst you guys who's filling in where for the jobs that he was doing?
Really, it just kind of stayed the same. I think one guy goes down. Obviously, we got to pick up a little bit of that slack that just comes with it, with the reps and the certain plays that he was in. But, you got to be able to adapt in this game, right? So now, we got three guys, and we got a couple young guys who are doing really well, and I think we've done really well, picking that up as he went down.
Jaden, being here last year, one of the things that seemed like this team lacked overall was just depth. Specifically to the tight end group, or just from what you've seen from the rest of the offense, how much more talent, how much more depth do you think is on this team versus what you saw last season?
This year we definitely have a lot more talent, especially like in the tight end room. All three of us, we're going to go all make plays, and past that, we know our guys are going to make plays. Wide receivers, running backs like Braylon, Sutton. I know they're like a 1-2 punch, but I think we forget about like Cam Settles, Markeelan, like they're making plays. And then, obviously in the quarterback room, we got two guys that can go play and start in the SEC. So that's always good to see. And then the wide receivers, like we're pretty deep in the wide receiver room. All 10 of those guys, on that depth chart can go make plays. So it feels really good to know that, if a guy goes down or, something, God forbid something happens, like the next person up is going to be just as good or even better.
Mm-hmm. What are y'all's thoughts, just for all three of you, on the quarterback competition as it stands right now?
For me, I trust both of them. They've both been doing extremely great things every day of practice. It's been a true competition, and, I trust either one of them to get us the ball whenever we're open in the games. So whatever happens, we're 100% for it.
I'd just say they're both playmakers, and they're going to make plays for this team. And that's the biggest thing is trust. And I have full trust in both of them. No matter who they send out in that first snap, it's full faith, and we're going to be full behind them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we got a lot of competitors in that room as a whole, not just those two guys. Those two guys are, obviously doing a really good job. And they're competing. They've been competing since January, and we're going to trust the coaches to make the right decision, and they're going to put out the right guy, and both of them can make plays. So,
Jen, you were talking about talent on offense, but I'm curious what you see from the defense this year compared to what you saw last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see a defense that plays together. They play and like the camaraderie. You know, Coach Cramsey had a speech about camaraderie to the whole team, and just the way the defense plays. You know, they play very aggressive. We go out there and we compete a lot. You know, even get into some fights. But at the end of the day, we know the defense has our backs, and they know, you know, the offense has their back. So, you know, kind of having that complex, knowing that we can play complementary football together, I think that definitely changes the game.
I'm going to apologize to you for the commentary about your Razorback. Everyone's art stands on its own merits, so I'm sorry. What did you think of the competition? Like, the offense scored a bunch of touchdowns on Sunday, apparently, you know, but the last couple of days it feels like the defense has kind of held y'all out in the team periods we've seen. What's your take on the defense the last couple of days?
I mean, they've been doing good. I mean, I feel like it's a great sign to see us go back and forth all the time, because you don't want a weak defense and a strong offense. That's not going to win you games, and vice versa. So, I mean, us going back and forth each and every day, I mean, I feel like that's a good sign.
Yeah, Jaden, same question.
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, we're competing really hard out there. You know, the defense is going to win some, the offense is going to win some, but that's what you want to see. You don't want to see an offense that is just killing the defense, but you don't want to see a defense that's just killing the offense. So seeing us all compete just back and forth, it makes me really hopeful.
I wonder about your blocking background as a tight end. Somebody we talked to recently, I think, said they saw enough of you on tape that they felt like you would be a good blocker. Have you done a ton of that in your other stops?
No, I think my first couple years, that was something I really struggled with, honestly. That was probably the weakest part of my game. You know, in high school, I was basically a receiver. Yeah. But I think last year I really just honed in on it. That was something I really focused on. I had a great coach. He really helped me with that. And I think it all comes down to mentality and a want-to thing. So I think something like that, I think my mind is a lot stronger, and I think it's you know, I want to do it. I'm willing to do it now.
What have you seen of his improvement in blocking in his hands? I mean, as a pass catcher.
Yes, sir. I mean, Ty's out there making plays left and right. You know, the ball is finding him, you know, really well, and then he's going out there and blocking, and that's huge. You know, we need tight ends that are going to make plays in the run game and in the pass game. So I think, you know, we've seen really good things from everyone in the room, and you know, I really do like where we're at right now.
Ty, you mentioned struggling with blocking and mainly being a receiver, which has basically been the evolution of this position over the last 20 years or so. So how effective do you think you personally can be in the run game if it really is just about blocking?
You know, I'm just going to do my job. I think these coaches do a really good job at putting us in great positions, and you know, we understand the offense, what we need to get done. The communication part with the O-line, I think, has been really good, and that's something we've really been working on in Indy and everything like that. So, you know, I think we all do a great job. I think everybody does a great job. They do their job. They know their role, and that's something we're going to continue to work on.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.